Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are making a nacho flat lay. Hey guys, so we are here with Andy. Andy is the winner of our Instagram giveaway that we had to come to somebody's house and do a one-on-one tutorial with the things that they had in their pantry. Andy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I own Paper Moon Event Design and Production. We are a small wedding and event team that's based out of here in the South Bay. We do mostly weddings. We've been asked to do more and more social gatherings. So sometimes we will do parties and happy hours and corporate meetings or birthday parties. And sometimes they have kind of bland food.
Very cool. Well, this will be perfect because if you ever need to make your own flat lay, now you know how to do it if you want to have someone do it. So the theme for tonight is, it's like Taco Thursday. What were you going for?
Like a Nuevo Rancho, a little bit less tacos and margaritas, a little bit more happy hour nachos, sangria.
Sounds pretty spicy. So I'm gonna put on some gloves over here. So we are going to make this abundant, beautiful flat lay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with some nachos. I'm gonna sprinkle, these are blue corn tortilla chips. Where did you get all your ingredients for?
Most of this is from Whole Foods. Whole Foods is totally my happy place.
I love Whole Foods. So I'm gonna start with a pile of chips, and we already poured the salsas in the bowls. So what do we have here?
Pretty bland. It's like a pico de gallo, mostly tomatoes, a little bit of onion, cilantro, awesome. Easy to eat.
Perfect. So this bowl, we're just gonna place your bowls. She picked, we've got that, we've got guacamole, and then tapatio, right?
Tomatillo sauce.
Tomatillo, I'm so white. So we're gonna put all the sauces on first, and then I brought her a little treat. This is called Helva Jelly. This is my friend's brand. It's a spicy jam. It goes well with chips, crackers. Okay, so if you wanna play with me, I would take a handful of those chips. We have this happy hour sign she made. It's super cute. But these chips, if you wanna put them on kind of around the bowl, the goal is to cover up the paper. So I would kind of cover this area of the bowl with those chips. And I will do right here. Put some peppers. These are more like a decorative piece. She has these beautiful large peppers. We're just gonna kind of put them on the edge of the flat lay. I love them. And they're organic. And then I had her cut some peppers. These are little bell peppers, cut them in half. So I'm gonna frame the guacamole with these peppers. And I'm gonna have them go all the way towards the edge almost. And it's really nice to keep the colors together. So if you have all orange peppers, keep the orange together, orange and yellow. If you have all red, keep the red together. I'm gonna just stack them. And then she has a whole one here, so you can just add that to the mix. And then remember, that was the first layer, so I'm gonna add another layer to cover the paper. So that's kind of the trick that makes it look so abundant, is to just cover it all up. I had her slice these limes because they're gonna add pops of color when we're done. I like to call it a filler. So we'll kind of just fill some of the gaps with a little bit of lime decoration. There are crumbs at the bottom of every bag, whether you're doing cookies, crackers, kale chips, whatever, there's always gonna be crumbs. So what I like to do is I always go to from the top of a bag. So if we're using kale chips, for example, I will grab a handful and kind of shake it, but I won't grab it from the bottom. And then since these are like a deep green with like a cheddar maybe on it, what do we have on here?
I think it's garlic.
Wow, vampire killer. So I like the color of these. I'm gonna have them go right here, but I'm not gonna let them touch the chips. So if you wanna fill up like a little area here of kale chips, the crumbs are at the bottom, so I would just be cautious because we don't wanna get too many crumbs on the table. And then I'm gonna reach over here and grab these beautiful little baby tomatoes. If you wanna go the extra mile, I've said this before with tomatoes, you can roast them with the vine, without, For 2 hours, you just pop them in the oven and they'll like wrinkle up, and you saute them in olive oil, salt and pepper. They're super yummy. So we'll just we want the kale chips to stack up, and then I'm gonna put a little bit more chips around this side. Yeah, it's fun to even get creative with your sauces. Like, for example, we have cilantro here. You can sprinkle a little cilantro on the guacamole. You can sprinkle like onions on pretty much whatever, because onions taste good with everything. And to do a little shaping, if you want to grab those jalapenos and put them like, basically we can make a really cool design on this side of the bowl. If you want to shape the bowl like a little U.
Am I gonna fan in or fan out?
I would fan in. So if you want to layer the edge of that paper with these lines, you could do that probably with about five lines, maybe 4, just to cover up that paper. And then I'm gonna do this.
I'm not out of chips. I can add some more chips too. That's better.
Yeah, let's do chips actually. Let's fill that with chips, and then I'm going to trade you chip bowls so we can switch up the colors. Let's do the tomatoes right in this area. So I would pick your favorite tomatoes, and we can kind of just like do a straight line down here of tomatoes.
Am I stacking them as well? Or are they all
Yeah, you can start with a layer and then we'll stack on it. And it's really nice to have like some curves going, some straight lines, and some stacking, because then it adds more, like, it's not so perfect. There's a lot going on. Like your tortilla chips look really nice right there because they're framing the bowl.
So maybe this way?
Yeah, you can make it even like have a little shape like that. Okay, we're gonna put some corn nuts to fill in this space right over here. And the cilantro is great because I'm gonna just kind of break up some of the color and add green to make different things pop. Okay, so next we have a bunch of onions. People love onions, so you can use your onions as a filler to kind of just sprinkle on top, but since we do have space, I'm all about taking just like a handful of these onions and placing them right on the paper so that if people have tongs or a spoon to scoop when they come, they can just take a big scoop of onion and it looks abundant. I love onion on my tacos. I love them on my burritos. I love caramelizing onions. So I'm just gonna put this here. It's gonna stay on the edge of the paper. And then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of the onions on some of the gaps of the tomatoes, just to fill that. Look at how it's coming together.
It's a little more than I thought it would be. That's awesome.
So I'm just filling in some of the gaps with the corn nuts.
For the black beans, are they gonna get sprinkled, or are we using them?
We are gonna use the black beans probably right on the edge of here, because I do have some space. So I'm going to sprinkle some of these. I'm gonna do it with a spoon. And there's just a little gap here, so if somebody wants some black beans, they can just come get a scoop of them from right here. And you can also just use them as decoration on a lighter color. You don't want to put black beans on the blue tortilla chips because it won't really pop. Another option you can always do for a spread like this is you can do melted cheese. So if you had a tower of chips and you want to pre-melt cheese, you can do that. So Andy found some Mexican blend cheese that she had in the fridge. So we're actually going to sprinkle that on the nachos. I was telling her that you can actually melt them. If you want to melt your cheese prior, you can do a nice little warm cheese drizzle right before your guests get in. So we're just gonna do it regular, and I'm gonna have you sprinkle it on the darker items. So the dark chips, and the beans and maybe some of the onion. Perfect. I'm gonna put the spoon in the salsa. And I will be sprinkling cilantro. So she put her cilantro in a really cute mason jar, and we're leaving that a part of the spread. And also we're leaving the jam in the jar. So it is kind of cool to use your own bowls, use mason jars for your herbs, and then even use like a really cute jam jar that the jam came in. I like it. Awesome, so this looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a scan to check for any paper showing. Do you wanna let me know if you see any?
There's a little bit over here that I can
Okay, you want to sprinkle some onion. And I'm going to sprinkle more cilantro in these areas. And then I'm going to show you guys an up-close shot. So if you guys make this flat lay yourself, please comment below and let me know what ingredients you're using, and don't forget to subscribe.